So great to speak with you both. Can you tease what fans are going to get to see for the rest of the season with your relationship?
Well, there's a lot coming up. um, we have to decide if we're going to move to Mexico City. I'm really wanting it. Armando is dragging his feet on it. And the big thing is if we're going to add to our family and have a baby. And by the end of the season, people are going to find that out.
We're excited to see what happens. So you're both a united couple and you both love to show affection. Do you have any relationship tips for our viewers?
Well, you know what? We always say this. We always try to give like 1% more than we would give ourselves. And it's the truth. And a lot of times when you do that and you put the other first just a little bit, and we're both doing it, it equals out. And then you really are happy. And we're really big on a sense of humor, right?
Yeah,
it's a sense of humor is huge in a relationship. I think we make each other laugh, we tease each other, we goof on each other, and don't take things too seriously like that. I think that's a big thing.
And what do you think the keys are to a healthy relationship? I know a lot of people say communication is one of the most important things, but what are some of the things that you both think are important to having those like healthy connections?
Well, like Kenny said, sense of humor, but also trust and trusting in each other and being able, because we're not like we're always there for each other. We always show each other love and we're very affectionate with each other. And we're not like the jealous kind of type. I know a lot of people that are always, fighting and jealous that you looked at that person, you looked at the other. We trust each other a lot. So I think trust is a big one.
One thing for us, because we were in a long distance relationship for like 3 years before I ever moved to Mexico. And when you're in a long distance relationship, you really have to have trust in that person. So we lived our relationship thousands of miles apart, but we kept in contact. We told each other what was going on. We never lied, because once you start to lie or BS, it always comes out. So we said that right from the very beginning. So like in a long distance relationship, you both have to be in it 100% and be truthful. And I think that it really worked with us because we both felt that way, and it manifested me moving here, and here we are.
What do you think are some tips for people who are maybe starting off dating who have an age gap?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, age gap, I think, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. Something that happened with us is that I think makes us perfectly imperfect is that I am an old soul. So for us, it's worked because I think we've met in the middle. Kenny's kind of more on the immature side. I'm more mature. So it's worked for our age gap a lot. But I don't know if it would for everyone. I don't know.
It's the truth, because I had reservations in the beginning when we first started talking, because we started out just as friends, and he professed more as he seemed to start falling for me. I'm like, this cannot work. I'm in a different country. We have a big age gap. And he says, no, anything is possible. He was very positive about it. And I just said, I'm going to go with my heart. And here we are. And it's true. I'm a little goofy and immature in some ways. He's an old soul and a lot of times more mature and, overthinker and plan stuff out. So we kind of meet in the middle, and it really works.
I love that. And it's like they always say, when you know, you know. So I love that. Now, Kenny, I want to talk about how it's been for you in Mexico. How has it been for you to leave your home country behind, and what cultural differences are there at play?
Well, I've been here a little while now. I've been here almost 4 years. The biggest hurdle that I'm still not over is missing my family. I have, 4 children in Florida. I have 3 grandsons now, and I'm missing a lot. And, you can't go back every weekend and things like that. So that is the big problem. And I do get, heartbroken sometimes, and I see things going on. Now with video call and stuff, you can keep in contact a little bit better than what you used to, but it's still the hardest thing. And cultural differences here, it's been a lot. It is a totally different way of living here in Mexico than it is in the States. But, you go with the flow, and I've come a long way with it. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, you're both parents. What are some of your top parenting tips for new moms and dads?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I always say, because I had 4 kids. I had 4 under 4. I had triplets. So I had kids the same age. And I missed a lot because I was focused on too many maybe little things and keeping everything together. And so I had to really try to learn to enjoy every moment. It's easier said than done, but you really have to enjoy every moment from baby to toddler to elementary, all the way into high school, because it does go just like that.
And what about you, Armando?
Well, that is one of the things we found. One of the struggles we ended up having when we got together was that Kenny was coming from a big family, you know, 4 kids and having to raise them, and was more strict in his ways in his parenting style. I was more giving, just more with just having Hannah, you know, it was different. So we had to adjust to that. We had to hear each other, talk to each other about how to parent and meet in the middle. So I think as a whole, just talk to each other about what's best. And then if you have differences in parenting, then talk about it.
And one thing, every kid is their own person, their own personality. I always say, because I grew up in a family with 5 kids, and my mom, she raised this cookie cutter. What was good for one was good for the other, and it's not. Everybody is individual, different personalities, and I tried to do that with my kids, and we treat Hannah that way, you know.
I think that's so wise. I feel like a lot of parents, like people who are maybe our parents' age, had similar thoughts about raising their kids in the same way. So that's so interesting. I would have never even thought of that perspective. So I think that's really wise. Now I also wanted to ask for both of you, what are the top things you think that have surprised you most about being on 90 Day?
I think just being able to be myself and being confident. And I was always very shy, very timid. For starters, in the closet. So coming out, ripping off the Band-Aid when I came out on the show, and coming into my own, and seeing, even being able to look back on that and that whole process of who I was in the beginning and who I am now. And a lot of it is thanks to definitely Kenny, but also being on a show, being open, and hearing from so many fans of 90 Day Fiancé how we've helped them change their perspective or their thoughts or their parents' thoughts on same-sex couples, and feeling proud of that, and knowing that I'm doing just a little bit. And that makes me a little more proud of myself, and just happy to be out there and showing our story.
We are really proud of that fact, because when we went into the show, we said, you know, before we signed on the dotted line, we were like, we're going to be ourselves. We're going to be true to ourselves. We're not going to manipulate or fake anything behind the scene. It's going to be us. And being the first male gay couple on the franchise, you know, it was open water. We had no clue what was going to happen, and we were received very well. And we just had so many parents. Big part of it was so many parents, and we met them on the street too, that come up to us and say, you changed my mind about how I'm looking at my kid, that I now accept him for who he is, because I realized you just want a normal life, you just want a normal relationship, you want family, you're just who you are. And they accepted their son or daughter, and that is the biggest thrill for us.
And what do you think when fans think that parts of the show could be scripted or anything? Because I've heard from many other couples that are like, that's the thing about the show, everything is real, it's not scripted. And I feel like fans sometimes like can't really tell what's going on, because it's some things that happen on the show are so over the top, but I feel like what really grounds it is the fact that it's all true, you know.
Yeah, well, definitely. And I sometimes get frustrated when I hear that, because we know like that we were real. We've shown ourselves. We know everything we said, what we did. It's all us, and nothing was manufactured. Nothing has been fake and anything like that. So we that's what we like about our story too, that we've kept it real, and fans appreciate that.
Yeah, we're proud of that fact too, that we really do keep it real, and we own what's ever out there, good or bad. You know, like I said, we film a whole bunch, and it's a TV show, so things have to get whittled down and edited, right? But we're very happy with it, and like I said, everything we've said. Sometimes I've watched and I'm like, did I freaking say that? You know, but I did. It came out of my mouth, so it's what it is. But it is real. It's reality.
Yeah. And what has changed most in your lives since being on 90 Day?
I'm gonna say not a whole lot, because we're not actors. We're not, reading a movie script or anything like that. We are who we are. So the only thing that's really changed, and I think I'll speak for Armando, changed for him, it opened his eyes to people accepting him for who he is that he never thought was possible. Yeah. When I first started talking to him, as friends, he never dreamed that people would like him for who he is.
That's true. And I also want to add to that is my family has changed because of 90 Day Fiancé and because of doing the show. We've had conversations. A lot of the scenes that you've seen with my dad, with my mom, these are conversations that would have never happened if it wasn't for cameras being there, because we were so used to, you just don't talk about it. You just, keep quiet. So in some ways, being pressured by a camera crew being there and making you talk has helped us, because we've opened up. We've gotten a lot closer. One of my sisters said that, that our family is a lot closer now. Because we've talked, and because of me coming out, and I never thought I would ever hear that.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. The biggest change probably was for his family, definitely.
And obviously you're both a fan favorite couple. So many people are so invested in your relationship, but there's so many other couples on the franchise as well. Do you both keep in contact with any of the other couples, or do you have any friendships with any of them?
Yeah, I have a good friendship with Tim, Veronica and Tim. He's really good friends with Veronica too.
Kimberly.
I'm good friends with Jovi. We talk almost every day. Because we kind of have you pick out a few people that you just gravitate to on the show, and we can talk about the show, but we talk about all kinds of stuff in life as well. But yeah, we always say this too. As you say, like, we're a fan favorite, which we're humbled by that. But if everybody was like us, it would be pretty boring out there. Yeah. So we need all these different couples, because that's why we watch it too.
Yeah, and I want to say I love, and I'll get hung for this. I love Jasmine. She's to me, I love watching her. She's a lot, but I love it.
I am heavily invested in her and Gino's relationship.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask, I know you brought up Jovi. Have you guys been watching 90 Day The Last Resort this season? I feel like there's been so much going down on that. Have you seen any of that drama?
Oh yeah, and it's a lot, right?
It has our attention. We love watching this, different side of 90 Day Fiancé, on this little vacation. So, and the drama and the sex talk, and it's all a lot, but we love watching it.
They picked the right ones, because some people do need therapy.
Yeah.
It feels like 90 Day The White Lotus every time I watch it. I'm like, what's going to happen?
Yeah,
exactly.
Now, last question. What do you think the biggest misconception viewers have about being on reality TV?
Oh, I think a big misconception is like that you're out for fame or something like that. We are definitely not out for fame or out to get followers, anything like that at all. It's farthest from the truth. We did the show really to showcase ourselves and see if it clicked with people. Yeah. It wasn't for anything more than that at all.
Well, and I was going to say, we also did the show because when Kenny found out about the show, he said, "Oh, there's a show." He was planning on moving already. So then The Other Way debuted, and he's like, "Oh, there's this new show where they go to the other country. Should I apply? They're casting." And we did it. We applied thinking it was never going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So he applied, and soon enough, he got calls. And when we least expected, we were already too far into it, where we had accepted to be on a show. And then until the cameras got there, we were like, "What the hell did we sign up for?"
It's like we never dreamed like that, because I used to watch 90 Day Fiancé living in the States, and I would tell him once in a while, "Oh my God, I'm watching this show and there's this person and that person." He didn't know what the heck I was talking about. And then I was going to be moving in a few months, and then the first season of The Other Way came on air, and I said, "Oh my God, that's what I'm doing. I'm moving to another country." But I didn't think about followers or people noticing us at first. It was just like, "Oh, that'd be something to try," that kind of thing.
Yeah.